Do you want to hear something insane? Most people think hitting $1 million a year in your lead gen business is impossible until they see this system. I've generated over $10 million in leads and averaged $250,000 a month in revenue, but it wasn't always like this. It took me years and a lot of mistakes to figure out what actually works. Most agency owners stay stuck at 5K, 10K, maybe 30K a month, never breaking through. They grind, they hustle, but without the right system, they leave hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table. But how do you actually go from zero to $1 million a year? Let me show you the exact steps so you can shortcut years of trial and error. All right, so here's the exact system to go from zero to $1 million a year in your lead gen business. First, let's start with what $1 million a year lead gen agency actually looks like. So if we break down the numbers a little bit, $80,000 a month will get you to $1 million a year. Now, ARPU stands for average revenue per unit. This is the average sale price of our leads. It might be different in your industry. It might be $30 or $40. It might be $160. Either way, the logic for this math still applies. So starting with $80,000 a month, at an $80 average revenue per unit, we need to sell 1,000 leads a month. Now, working that out to a daily target, dividing by 30 gives us roughly 33 leads a day. Now, you will generate more leads on a Monday to Friday, less on a weekend, so take that with a pinch of salt. But that gives you a rough target. And now let's say our ideal target CPA, the cost for us to generate a lead, is $50. That gives us about a 37.5% gross margin. More on that in a bit. The ad budget we need to spend is going to be about $33 or 33 leads a day, not dollars, or leads a day, multiplied by our $50 target CPA. Now, that's going to equate to about $1,650 per day on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube combined. So just to get in your head, this is about the level you need to be spending on ads across all your platforms. In the beginning, it'll just be Facebook, then we'll add TikTok, YouTube later. But this is just so you know how much you're going to be spending roughly per day. Now we need to work out how many buyers you'll need. So looking at average leads per buyer of 70, which is what our business averages. We've got buyers buying 500 a month, some buying 25, some buy 80, some buy 100. We've averaged that out to about 70 leads per buyer per month. So to reach 1,000 leads a month, we divide that 1,000 by 70, which is the average orders per buyer per month, means we need 14 buyers on our books. So if we work it out, 14 or 15 buyers ordering 70 each gets us to a little bit over 1,000 a month. So as you can see, when you break it down, it is quite achievable. Now, the profit on that, you might be wondering, what is the profit on that sort of volume? Well, I mentioned before, our gross profit margin is about 37.5%. We sell leads for 80, we generate them for 50. So if we multiply 80,000 by 37.5%, we get about $30,000 in profit per month, which hits us at our $1,000 a day target, which is where we want to get to in our first sort of, let's call it 3 to 6 months. We want to be aiming for about $1,000 a day in profit, and from there we can grow. So to come back to the system, we're starting here with step 1, mindset and model shift. So why we get stuck with retainers? Well, I myself got stuck at about 80K a month on retainers in my business. We had a team of 10 staff. We had about 13, 14 clients paying us retainers anywhere from $1,500 up to 5, 6K a month. And we got stuck because as you get to about 10 staff, your complexity increases. It's very hard to scale beyond that. You need to hire leaders and senior leadership, and then it gets very expensive, and then your margin shrinks even further. So we were stuck at about 80K a month with retainers, or SMMA, as a lot of people call it, and we couldn't see a way to grow. So that's when I found the pay-per-lead model, and all of a sudden it made sense. We could grow and scale a lot quicker and easier without adding more staff, and ultimately it just meant we could get rid of a lot of staff. We actually went from a team of, I think it was 10 to about 2, and myself and my business partner, And then we were at 80K a month with a lot more take home. So that's the mindset shift and model shift you need to think about. But as I'll show you, it's quite easy to do. Now, step 2 is where you need to pick your niche and validate it. So we want to pick a high value, scalable vertical. We want to pick something with demand across multiple locations, across multiple states and cities, so that you're not stuck doing multiple low location campaigns. We want one campaign in a Facebook account that can run nationwide, and then we can sell those leads to buyers who are also nationwide. And those buyers need to be able to service people in different locations. So there's no point having a mortgage broker who only wants leads in a small geographic area. Look, they're never going to grow anyway. We want other businesses that also are looking to grow and scale. So find the ones that will service, and they're out there. There's buyers that will service leads anywhere. And in this day and age, with Zoom, with the internet and AI, a lot of people prefer to do everything online and not meet face to face. So it's often the old school buyers, the old school business owners who want this sort of relationship based, meet for a coffee style of client. And look, that's just not a fit for this model. So that's another mindset thing, is getting buyers who are big businesses, growing, scaling, and are used to working online leads. And we want to validate this demand first. How do we validate the demand? We look for existing buyers in this space. We look for other lead gen companies, actually, other lead brands generating leads and selling them. That's a good sign. And so we look for these things to make sure it's a mature industry that's used to buying leads and working them in a certain way. So once we've done that, we move to step 3, where we build your lead generation brand and funnel. And this is another big mindset shift for people coming from SMMA or traditional retainer services, is you're going to set up your own brand, which you own. So you're going to set up a Facebook page, a website, some online assets, maybe a YouTube channel, and they're all going to be under your own brand. So you're going to have to start thinking about things as a brand owner and a publisher. So the other brilliant thing about AI, it's so easy now to create these brands, to create content for these brands, to create videos and images and publish them. Now, we don't need to do a lot of sort of organic posts or anything like that. We just need to have a nice basic online presence that looks professional and clean. And then from there, we're going to start driving ads through our online brand, through our funnels, and through our quizzes to generate high quality leads. So we really need to focus on high quality leads. We're not going to run Facebook form ads or anything like that. We're actually going to take people through the online journey, and we're going to add friction and add qualification to increase the lead quality. So that's a huge, important step. Step 4, traffic and lead generation. So once we have our online brand, we're going to start driving traffic through Facebook ads. Initially, we start with Facebook because it's got the biggest audience. It's the best place to validate ads and find buyers and season your pixel. So we're going to start with Facebook, and I always recommend starting with a simple likes or engagement campaign on your Facebook page so that you generate some credibility. No one wants a page that has 0 likes and was built yesterday. People can sometimes see through that. So we want to establish a bit of credibility through your brand. And then we're going to start running conversion campaigns through this brand. We're going to start running hooks. We're going to start testing hooks initially through different angles and seeing what hits. And from there, we're going to create a variety of ads, UGC ads, AI ads. I teach some different skit style ads that work really well. There's always new and better ad styles to test. But it's really important that we find the hooks that are going to work for your market. So the only way to do that is to do some deep research with AI and then formulate some hooks that are based on what the market or the avatar wants, what their mass desires are, what's going to appeal to them. So all of that is in my school community in the course. I go into great depth. Now, moving along to step 5. This is a key part of the whole system, lead distribution. So the other mindset shift is you're no longer setting up campaigns that go to a client's landing page. You're setting up campaigns that go to your landing page. They go from your landing page into a software platform that does lead distribution. So lead goes from ad to your funnel to your lead distribution platform like LeadBite or My Software Lead Farm. That then has buyers set up in there, and then you designate those buyers in what priority and what times of day they should receive leads. And then those leads are sent to those buyers in a round robin fashion or a sequential ordered fashion, however you choose to distribute. But this is a key part of the whole system. So without this, the whole system breaks, the efficiencies disappear, it becomes more like a retainer agency. So you absolutely need to invest in good lead distribution software. Yes, it's expensive, but it's still relatively low cost. I mean, we spend anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 a month on this software, but when you're generating $250,000 a month in lead sales, it's a drop in the ocean, right? So that's how you have to think that one day, well, when you start out, it's going to be a significant cost, much higher than your high percentage of your gross revenue and gross profit. But as you scale, it's going to become a smaller and smaller cost. And then buyer acquisition. So how you find and close buyers. You're going to use B2B ads and B2B funnels, which I have in my community, where I show you exactly how to generate ads to attract buyers, and then how to get paid up front and have sales conversations where you're in a position of power and you get paid up front. So I never recommend getting paid afterwards or 50-50. It's just something that you have to switch your mindset around. And then, because like when you buy something from a shop, I'm guessing you're not buying that thing. You're not paying for it after you consume it, right? You're not buying a muesli bar and then eating it and paying for it. You're paying up front, which is how we need to think about leads. Leads are a tangible thing. They're like selling widgets. And so it's completely normal and acceptable to charge up front. So that's a huge part of switching to pay per lead. Now, step 6 is where we start to scale and optimize. Once we have buyers, once we are generating leads, getting some buyers ordering again, they're happy with the leads. Now we're thinking about how can we add more and more buyers? How can we scale? And so I always say the worst number in business is 1, because if you have 1 of anything and it breaks, you are in big trouble. So we're going to set up another ad account. I've got 2 Facebook ad accounts for my main brand. I've got a YouTube account or a Google Ads account. I've got redundancy there. So if anything goes down, if Facebook slaps you with an ad account ban, you'll be okay. So that's really critical. And quality control systems are also key. So in your lead distribution platform, you'll have system rejection rules. So like, we're not going to allow leads that have been through the funnel before. We're not going to allow leads to be sold multiple times to the same or different buyers. We're going to have quality control systems built into the system. And that way we ensure buyers are happy. We're going to have tracking and feedback loops. So there's systems now where we can connect to the client's CRM. We can have them export the results of our leads, whether they converted into appointments, applications, settlements. And we're going to feed that data back into a third-party system, and then that's going to go back into our ad platforms. And then that is going to improve lead quality over time. So you can no longer sort of just spray and pray, hope that your leads are good. These days we have to season the pixel and improve the data so that our leads improve in quality over time. Because that's one of the challenges with pay-per-lead is you're no longer in a closed loop where ads, leads, and CRM is under one roof and you're getting feedback. You can be a bit too isolated and siloed where you're making ads all the time, you're sending leads all the time, but you've got no idea which of your ads are converting, which of your ads are actually getting results for your clients. So without that, you're going to start optimizing for lead costs being low, but that's often not what leads to quality lead conversions for the client. So we need to close that loop. And then finally, operations and team. The key to growing $1 million a year pay-per-lead agency is not doing everything yourself. One of the biggest mistakes I've seen is owners and founders who literally do everything from the Zapier integration to the sales call to the ads to the reporting or to the internal reporting. And I've seen these people burn out and disappear after 6 months because they think that they have to do everything themselves. And so the mindset shift here is you're going to start delegating absolutely everything. that you don't need to be doing. You want to be putting your time at, $300, $400, $500 an hour, which is what $1 million a year agency owner is worth. And so anything less than that, anything you can get done for $20 an hour, $15 an hour, $10 an hour on Upwork, and there are many, many things you can, you're going to delegate these things. So you're going to hire a developer to do your Zapier integrations into the client CRMs. You're not going to be doing that. You're not going to be probably doing, I do the ad copy myself. I do the hooks and creative because I think that's my strength and I'm happy to do that. But then I outsource my client communications. I'm not good at account management. So we've got a VA who communicates with the clients regularly, emails them when their leads are finished, emails them when their leads halfway through the order. So that touch point happens and clients are being looked after. So you're going to start from the bottom, but you're going to start replacing yourself and going up and up and up. So that's how you start to scale without burning yourself out. So pretty much in a nutshell, that is the overview of a $1 million a year lead generation business using the pay-per-lead model. This is something I teach in my school community. So if you are looking to grow a business like this, if you're on the way and you're struggling, do check out Pay Per Lead Nation Pro. Link in the comments. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.